So this week I'm at the University of Glasgow in the beautiful Scottish city of Glasgow, and I've been here this week to read a paper and to teach some classes. In fact, yesterday I taught a class in the Faculty of Religion and Theology, and I'm here at the invitation of my great friend Professor Scott Spurlock. Scott and I have been friends for many years. He first came to Stellenbosch some years ago. He has a strong connection with South Africa, and so we got to know each other then. And since then, I've been associated with the University of Glasgow, and it's been an absolute privilege to do that. Many of our Stellenbosch colleagues actually came to visit here over the years, but I was responsible for organizing the exchanges of our students and staff, and so was at the back of the line. But now that I'm at the Free University of Amsterdam, I had a chance to come and visit Scott, and it's been absolutely amazing. So catching up with Scott and Charlotte and Julie and Doug and all of the colleagues here has been quite a joy. So part of what I was doing here this week was teaching a course on Christianity and Africa, and really asking the question, what might it mean if we rethink the relationship between Christianity and Africa, and how might that change the ways in which we think about the contents of the Christian faith and its historical spread throughout the world. So the University of Glasgow has a number of notable African graduates, alumni. Perhaps best known amongst them, certainly in Southern Africa, is Soga, who established the Lovedale Institute and also was the first person to translate the Bible into isiXhosa. And that was in the 19th century. But you know, Christianity is often viewed as a kind of colonial afterthought when it comes to Africa, as if Christianity only came to the continent with the missionaries of the 19th and centuries from England and elsewhere in Europe. But of course, the reality is quite different. As John Mbiti says, Christianity in Africa is so old that it can rightly be called an African indigenous religion. And so part of what I did with the students here was to introduce them to some of that African Christian history. So think, for example, about people like Tertullian or Oden, or the library at Alexandria, perhaps one of the best known theologians of all time, St. Augustine of Hippo, who himself was an African. But not only that, also the ways in which certain aspects of Christianity shaped the history of Christianity. Think, for example, about St. Anthony of the Desert in Egypt, who established monasticism. We can also think a little bit about some of the heresies that shaped early Christianity and led to the formation of the creeds. The first use of Trinitarian language came from an African, Tertullian. But heresies like Arianism, the Donatist controversy. So all of these shape the ways in which Christianity has been formed. More recently, of course, what we have seen in more recent history has been the painful way in which Christianity, when it came in its colonial and imperial guise, exported from Africa forms of African indigeneity and African belief, and in a sense reinscribed forms of Christianity through the slave trade, through mass migration, and now more recently, of course, the ways in which many Africans are returning to Europe as missionaries, and the way in which African Christianity is reshaping the Christian landscape in many parts of Europe. So yeah, it's been wonderful to spend this part of a week here. Tomorrow I head back to Amsterdam, where I'm teaching in this upcoming period 3 courses: an introduction to dogmatics and systematic theology, contemporary theology, in which we deal with concepts like African Christianities, Latin American Christianities, but also schools of thought like feminist, liberationist, contextual, evangelical, all of these sort of notions in theology. And then I'm also teaching a course in the research lab on writing a thesis. So looking forward to being home with Megan and Liam in Amsterdam tonight. It is a cold day Don't let the sunshine fool you here in Glasgow, but it's been absolutely wonderful to be with colleagues and friends. So if you have a connection with Glasgow, or thoughts on the university, or thoughts on Christianity and contexts around the world, I'd love to hear from you. You can drop me a note here below this video, or send me a message via social media on LinkedIn, Blue Sky, Twitter, X, Instagram, or Facebook. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope to stay in touch with you.